I left the 9 to 5 2 years ago. Well, actually two 9 to 5s, back-to-back jobs. And in this video, I'm gonna be going over why I'll never go back with 5 reasons. And then after that, I'll be going over what I do right now to actually never have to work a 9 to 5 again, what skill that is. So that way, if you're watching this and you're in a 9 to 5 that maybe you don't like, maybe not having the time to spend with your family, with your kids, doing what you actually want to do, this video is exactly for you. So let's go ahead and dive straight into the first reason. And that number one reason was I had to be somewhere I didn't really want to be, especially with the first job. The first job I had, a racetrack, it was like this gas station down the road. It was like 20-minute, 30-minute drive. Now, it's like right off the main highway, so we got a bunch of variety of people coming in. And it wasn't the best location. Like I had people on drugs, people with guns, people pulling their pants down, people stealing. All this type of stuff was going on. And it was a very low frequency environment. So it wasn't really a place I really desired to be. If anything, I just kind of did anything I could to just stay in the bathroom or stay in the cash register and just keep to myself, because it was very crazy. It was like a GTA 5 server condensed in a gas station. And then yeah, with Red Lobster, that was a little bit down the road from this gas station. Like I was telling you guys on another video, I wake up like at 4 a.m., took a shower, drove to work, worked from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then went to the gym. Then went to Red Lobster, which was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes away from that original gas station job. And yeah, worked from there from like 4 p.m. until 10 p.m., maybe 9 p.m. sometimes. But yeah, I mean, that kind of leads into the second reason, which is I had to listen to someone I didn't really like and someone I wasn't really inspired by. Especially at a racetrack, I was listening to someone who was still making less than 6 figures a year. They were fat, they were lazy, they were really just a bum, telling me to go clean the bathroom, stock the shelves, clean the cash register, take out the trash out of all the dumpsters. And that was just so miserable because like I was in better shape than him. I was smarter than him. I just had that kind of inner belief that I was better than him somehow, even though he was like levels above me in that corporation racetrack. I just felt like there was something more for me and that wasn't my limits where he was at. Like I knew I just had something inside me to take me further than he could ever go. And yeah, second job at Red Lobster, I had to listen to someone tell me, it was like this soup, I had like 2 to 3 fat managers telling me to go do this, go take food at that table, go clean that table that wasn't even mine, go clean up the section, take care of that table with no extra pay, no extra tips or anything like that. Now the second job, Red Lobster, I have not that much hate for it. It was actually very pleasing. Was able to start networking, start building up my communication skills as a server, and made a lot of pretty good friends there and had a really good time overall, to be completely honest. But still, I had to listen and follow orders and obey people I didn't really want to listen to, which is reason number 2. And then reason number 3, we kind of already talked about it already, but I had to do shit I didn't want to do. Like I had to obey, listen, and pretty much bow down to the managers and pretty much just sell my soul away and just do whatever they told me, or else I would get fired. And at racetrack, it was taking out the trash. That was definitely the worst part because you have no idea what was in this trash, guys. It was like needles, this toxic stuff. There was so much random stuff. I don't even know how we didn't get like in trouble or nothing happened, because there was so much random stuff, so many drugs, all this type of stuff in these garbages, and the trash bags were so loose that they would just kind of tear open sometimes. And that was very brutal, especially with the smell. And at the time it was very cold. So they're just like warm trash juice all over your hands. It was absolutely miserable, guys. And yeah, that was probably the worst part at racetrack. And then at Red Lobster, just cleaning up the tables of where people eat, they spit, they fucking put their dirty hands, all this type of stuff. I mean, it doesn't bother me as much as at racetrack, but it was still very annoying because most of the time, the stuff that I was cleaning up, it wasn't even my fault. Like it was another server's mess. Maybe they just left. Maybe they told me to clean it because maybe they're a manager and I had to do it or else I'd get fired. So yeah, just doing shit I didn't want to do. That was something I really despised about both of these jobs. Now reason number 4, that is the money I was making. At racetrack, I was only making $14 an hour and working, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Working like 8 hours a day. What is that, like maybe $112, something like that. You know, check the calculator. I'm not sure if that's right or not. I'm a college dropout. But yeah, making only $14 an hour, that doesn't really get you anything in life. I would only spend that money on weed and video games. And I, spent some on stocks to try to get rich, to try to get out of those 9 to 5s. But that story, that did not go well. And yeah, I mean, $14 an hour, just absolutely brutal. Doing stuff you don't want to do, being somewhere you don't want to be, and listening to someone you don't want to listen to for $14 an hour, it just doesn't make sense looking back on it. And at Red Lobster, it wasn't as bad. I was probably making $20. Sometimes, if I was lucky, $30 an hour as a server. As you know, like the tips, they fluctuate. Some days are good, some days are bad. It's a little bit like sales. It's like the entry level, but you're pretty much an order taker, not a closer, not a setter. You're an order taker because you take the orders of the food, deliver it to the kitchen, and you get tipped depending on how good you look. But you know me, I'm pretty good looking. So whenever I got some old ladies, I would rizz them up, get a nice tip, and go about my day. Yeah, I mean, the pay was pretty brutal, especially for the first job. I think the best days I even had as when I was working both these jobs were probably like $300 in a day. And now I make that in less than an hour, like from a sales call, which is crazy, which I'll go over in a second. But yeah, down to the fifth, last but not least reason, I had no time to do what I wanted, which is the most important part. To be able to do what you want to do, where you want to do it, for how long you want to do it, that's the absolute definition of freedom. And I did not have that. I could not do anything I wanted. All I would do day in and day out, Sunday to Sunday, 7 days a week, was wake up at 4 and not have any free time until 10 p.m., 11 p.m. at night. And then I have to go right back to bed because I had to wake up at like 4 a.m. So it was a very dark time in my life. On the way to racetrack one morning, I was so pissed in my life. I was like, bro, what is going on? I don't have any control. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just aimlessly going to work, making money, slaving away for $14 an hour, listening to someone I didn't want to listen to, and just doing things I didn't want to do, and not having the time to focus on YouTube, focus on sales, to focus on what I truly wanted to focus on. So, I mean, those are the 5 reasons that I'm never going back ever again. And the skill that I learned that I have right now that will stick with me forever, because it's literally like riding a bike. Once you learn how, you'll never unlearn it unless you get like in a crazy car accident and you just forget everything. And that skill is called sales. Now, sales, every man, every human on earth has a skill. Whether you've made a friend, a girlfriend, you've made someone like you, you've used the skill of sales to make that happen. Now, once you leverage that ability and level that up to translate that online, that's where remote sales comes from. And that's what I do right now. I'm a remote closer, making around 18 to 22,000 a month. As you know, sales, it's kind of fluctuating up and down, good months, bad months. But with remote sales, all it really is, there's online coaches, mentors, influencers. People help, these influencers are helping people level up mentally, physically, financially, or even spiritually. There's some shroom coaches in Bali that I heard of that almost sold me and my friends at this Bali mastermind, but we had too many objections. But yeah, I mean, it gave me time freedom. I can work when I want. I'm only working whenever I set my calendar up. I set up my calendar 8 a.m. till 12 a.m. I don't have calls all day, guys, but I have like maybe 2 to 5 calls a day. And I can go where I want. I live in Bangkok, Thailand full time. I've been to Bali, Dubai, Malaysia, the Philippines, Cambodia. I've been all around. You can literally go anywhere you want. And you can find an offer that fits your time, in terms of like right now I'm on an offer where it's mainly like people from the UK, Australia. So I can actually work during the day in Bangkok instead of what it used to be when I first got to Bangkok, which was working from 10 p.m. until 6 a.m., which was very brutal. But I mean, you got to do the work when you suck at first, and that's exactly what I did. But now that I've leveled up over the last year and a half, I've been able to acquire the network, the connections, in order to never go broke again. And I have the skill set, invested in myself around 33,000 to be able to learn from the best of the best in the remote sales space. So that way I can acquire their skills, their knowledge, and their experience into my life, into my work. So that way I can just keep leveling up, because a lot of people, once they hit that 10,000 a month mark in remote sales, they kind of put their foot off the gas and they start relaxing. Like, well, I can just start drinking, smoking weed, play video games. I can do what I want now. But that's not the point, guys. Remote sales, it's not the end all be all for me. I don't want to be a remote closer forever, but I do want to use it as a vehicle to do what I want, where I want, with who I want, for how long I want. And remote sales is the perfect vehicle to get me to where I truly want to go. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully you guys can find some reasons that you hate your 9 to 5, so that way you can use those reasons as fuel to push you to learn a certain set of skills to separate you from all the people that are working in the 9 to 5 that all have just a generic set of skills that will keep them in the 9 to 5 forever. It's all about learning an individual skill that can set you apart and pretty much never get you broke again, which is the main point I'm trying to get across in this video today for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you tomorrow.